The content. Wait, no, that's not the title. TV's most disturbing reality shows. The content in this video is information based on the beliefs of reality TV. Section 107. It is for the Copyright Act of 1976. If you know about that and you're do YouTube, you know about the Copyright Act of 1976. Section 107. Let's get it.
It's one of the most controversial reality shows of all time.
I think maybe the biggest thing that I don't like about this show
Seen that guy?
is it seems to manipulate the contestants.
It's upsetting in a lot of ways. What this producer and all the people who worked for him did to this poor guy.
I don't know what your values are, but certainly this show does not fit in any set of values.
That's
Most
my
reality
values, bro.
shows are about singing, cooking, or dancing, but others were created just to shock or disgust viewers. Some of these shows were so bad, viewers sued the network for airing them. Today, we're diving into the worst. We'll look at TV's most disturbing reality shows, starting from the least to the most shocking. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality. And in order for me to do that, we gotta keep Visual Venture growing. So 75% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did. And I promise to give you more fire content.
Go
I'm
subscribe.
Visual Venture.
It's the red
You are
button right
awesome.
under the below.
MILF Manor.
That's his YouTube. Just
Google
subscribe. Okay?
MILF Manor and you'll see headlines like MILF Manor is the worst thing I watched this year. MILF Manor is a show that should not exist and everyone involved is going straight to hell. And people might have not been overreacting. Their biggest problem was the show's insane concept. MILF Manor was a dating show that premiered in January 2023. It followed 8 women in their
Y'all gotta come into this open-minded. Keep in mind, chat, you have to be open-minded. Don't just come in instantly thinking all of the reality shows are the worst and they're evil. Think about it from a reality TV concept perspective as well.
40s and 50s who wanted to date younger men. So the producers handpicked a group of guys who seemed like perfect matches.
Please head to the house where you will meet the new men in your life. Let's go!
But as soon as the guys walked out, the show took a disgusting turn.
Woo!
That's my mom right there.
Nah. Whoa. Whoa. Open the filing cabinet and you're gonna need to fill that bitch up with so many damn... Oh no, bro. I didn't know where I was going with that. Trying to hit a clip. Like I was phase adapt, but it didn't work. Let's keep going. I'm gonna edit that out.
These weren't just random young men. They were the contestants' own sons. They were the sons of the older women. That meant that every son had to watch his mother flirt, kiss, and date right in front of him. And the moms had to watch their sons do the same.
I knew my son Gabriel was going to be in Mexico with me.
This is so disgusting, bro. And if you are a man and you are out here kissing 50-year-old women in front of your mother, dog.
Thought he was going to be on a separate dating retreat, but he's in my date.
But like I said, come on, it's open-minded, bro. Look at the chain. He could be in it for the money, bro. Like I said earlier, values are money, bro. That's my values, bro. I could, and nothing wrong with kissing a 50-year-old woman. Now my mom's right there, bro. Would my mom respect me if I was making money kissing 50-year-old women? I don't know.
Dating pool.
But that was just the beginning.
They're pressing.
All my life I have YouTube Premium. All my life, bro. Swear, bro. All my life,
Contestants' own sons. They were the sons of the older women. That meant that every son had to watch his mother flirt, kiss, and date right in front of him. And the moms had to watch their sons do the same.
I knew my son Gabriel was going to be in Mexico with me. I thought he was going to be on a separate dating retreat, but he's in my dating pool.
But that was just the beginning. Instead of giving everyone separate rooms, the producer forced each mother and son to share a bedroom. So if a mom wanted alone time with one of the other guys, she had to kick her son out. Viewers were horrified, calling the show demented and weird. However, for the mothers and sons on the show, the experience was worse. By the second episode, one of the sons was left legitimately traumatized.
If we get another ad, bro, I'm gonna be mad. And I have to go back because I wasn't watching.
and weird. However, for the mothers and sons on the show, the experience was worse. By the second episode, one of the sons was left legitimately traumatized after finding out what his mother did. The producers needed to keep the show exciting, so in every episode, contestants were forced into awkward challenges. In episode 2, they had to guess each other's inappropriate secrets. That meant that sons had to sit there and listen to their mom's bedroom experiences and vice versa. Obviously, it did not end well. During the challenge, one of the moms confessed to doing something
with your best friend.
Wait, nope, that looked interesting.
Okay, my secret is I with your best friend.
The son was speechless.
When would his best friend be at the crib, bro? Boy, had to have been like 15, bro. She wouldn't have had no time to be sleeping, bro. He had to have been like 15, bro. She needs to go to prison.
He later told the show producers that he felt traumatized by the savage news.
This is something I never saw coming. I did not expect this at all. 0%.
He sound like he about to cry.
Scene went viral and got everyone talking. Someone tweeted, "The pain in his face when his mom reveals her secret. MILF Manor is going to ruin these families." But instead of hurting the show, the negative publicity helped it grow. Soon, MILF Manor was one of the most popular shows of 2023. It was a train wreck, impossible to watch, yet impossible to look away from. This tweet said it best: MILF Manor being the single most demented, sick, and twisted television show put in television in the past 20 years. OMG, I will be seated for every episode. The first season, which aired on TLC, accumulated more than 45 million views. But people weren't watching because they liked MILF Manor. They watched just to complain.
It seems to be unanimously the most twisted show I've ever seen.
But the backlash didn't stop the producers from releasing MILF Manor Season 2 in 2024. This time, the single women were pursued by younger men and their fathers. Still weird, but in a different way. MILF Manor has a 14% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I feel like that's way better, bro. That's way better, bro. That's way better. Because it's like, no, that's still weird. But it's like, I don't know, bro.
And although it hasn't been confirmed, there's a chance MILF Manor Season 3 is already in the works. The show was a train wreck, but the worst part, these women had no control over their privacy. And that's not just a reality TV problem, it is an internet problem. Data brokers sell our personal information without...
Not kidding me, bro. I swear you're not kidding me.
Money. Everyone knew this next show would cause chaos because it involved kids, but the producers went ahead and made it
I know y'all saw
anyway.
that pre-fire.
Kid Nation. In 1954, someone wrote a book about kids trying to survive without adults. It was called Lord of the Flies. In the story, a bunch of kids...
I think I read this before.
decided to create their own society on an island. But before long, everything falls apart. Tempers flare, they turn on each other, and their society...
Yeah, I've seen this before, bro. I think I read this back in the day, like 5th grade or something.
Descends into chaos. So everyone was shocked when CBS announced...
What the hell?
Announced a reality show about kids building their own society. They called it Kid Nation. And no surprise, it was a complete disaster.
Welcome to Kid Nation.
Kid Nation was filmed in an empty town in New Mexico. 40 of America's smartest children were dropped off and told to run the town for 40 days. There were no adults to help them, just a camera crew who stayed out of the...
How many of them died, bro?
Way. The kids were between the ages of 8 to 15.
Imagine a world with no adults. Just 40 kids with a chance to build their own society.
Our work is cut out for us.
City kids, country kids, rich.
Bro, this actually looks interesting, bro. We might have to watch an episode.
poor, and everything in between.
At first, it felt like an adventure. The kids were in charge, making their own rules. But then, everything started to go wrong. The problem started on day 1. As soon as they arrived, the kids were given their first physical challenge: haul all of their food and supplies to the abandoned town in the middle of the desert heat. But that was just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm not gonna be with my parents.
That shit hurts.
There's no adults, and I think I'm gonna die out here because there's nothing.
When it was bedtime, they were given paper-thin, dirty mattress pads to sleep on. Food wasn't any better. They were only given canned goods and dried beans and had to learn how to prepare their own meals.
You can't give them a bed, bro. You're not telling me that your damn society made your bed for you, bro. Like some dude in India made that bed. Some kids in India made your bed for you, bro. Why don't you give them a bed, bro?
First started
I'm still
planning for
interested.
dinner.
I'm still very
that
interested.
A lot of us haven't done anything like this before.
Then there was the issue of medical care. With no parents around, they were left to treat their own injuries. Medics were on standby, but they only stepped in when things got really bad. With each passing day, Kid Nation got more chaotic. Kids ate with their hands because there were no clean dishes. Fights broke out, and someone was always complaining about something.
I don't see any food. No food.
Gosh, bro.
It looks like all our laundry and all our water is frozen in.
But instead of stopping the show, producers just recorded the chaos. And then the police arrived to shut it all down.
Nah. We're about to have a serious fucking problem, dude. Where the
Always
hell?
complaining about something.
I don't see any food. No food.
Shut the fuck up. You can starve. I need YouTube Premium. Gosh, bro, stupid ass kid. Where my YouTube Premium, bro? Swear, I'm about to prove to y'all that I got YouTube Premium. Yes, bro. Wait. What does renews mean, bro? Look, bro, I literally have YouTube Premium. I have YouTube Premium, bro. Wait, I have to turn this down more. I think. I have YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium. But it's some reason not working. I'm gonna peep it on my phone. We gotta get to the bottom of this, bro. I can't be watching ads. Bro. How is it gonna say premium on my phone and it's got the recent video? Is the video we're watching right now, bro? Where is my YouTube Premium?
It looks like all our laundry and all our water is frozen in.
But instead of stopping the show, producers just recorded the chaos. And then the police arrived to shut it all down. A few weeks into filming, New Mexico officials received an anonymous complaint about the conditions at Kid Nation. When inspectors showed up to investigate, they were turned away several times. Eventually, the show's producer were able to get law enforcement to back off. So, the mayhem continued.
I think the town definitely really needs some law and order because the people are just doing whatever they want, whenever they want.
The kids formed their own government by electing a town council, but all it did was create new problems and fights.
I find that really funny that you say you were nice to everybody on day one. You treat me like a... I'm not gonna treat you good.
The show lasted 6 weeks, but if things got too intense, any child could choose to go home. So 3 kids quit before the show officially ended. Kid Nation finally aired on CBS in September 2007, and it caused an uproar. Viewers weren't just shocked, they accused the show of breaking the law. Child safety advocates accused the show of violating child labor laws. But the network saw this coming and made sure they were protected. CBS defended Kid Nation, claiming the set was more like a summer camp rather than a place of employment. Before filming, they also had the kids' parents sign a 22-page waiver giving up all rights to sue. Still, viewers complained that this show was too reckless and that contestants could have been seriously hurt. The backlash was so intense that CBS never made a second season. This next show took the idea of beauty and pushed it way too far. The Swan.
So I'm writing an essay.
deployment. Before filming, they also had the
Just say premium. Bang! Oh my gosh. I told y'all, bro. You ain't believe in me. They lost faith in me, bro. I was 17, bro. They lost faith in me, bro. You know.
kids' parents sign a 22-page waiver giving them all rights to sue. Still, viewers complained that this show was too reckless and that contestants could have been seriously hurt. The backlash was so intense that CBS never made a second season. This next show took the idea of beauty and pushed it way too far. The Swan. What happens when you mix plastic surgery and beauty pageants? You get this horrible show. The Swan was a reality show where women got plastic surgery to compete in a beauty pageant, and every step of the process was recorded for the world to see. But what aired on TV was so unsettling, it was called the most sadistic reality series of the decade. Each episode began with the show selecting women they called ugly ducklings.
I've got hair, I feel completely unbearably disgusted with myself.
For 3 months, these women went through an extreme makeover with a team that included...
Alright, bro. This about to... What the hell, bro? This shit might be evil. This shit might be evil, bro. I got fur coming out.
Included a personal trainer, therapist, dentist, and cosmetic surgeons. But the biggest part of their transformation involved plastic surgery.
Women went under the knife for dramatic transformations, going from ugly ducklings, that's the phrase the show used, to beautiful swans.
Contestants got new noses, cheek implants, lip injections.
How am I looking, matter of fact? Am I looking good on here? I wonder. Can you come down a little bit? How am I looking on here? Y'all fucking with me? Any bitches hit me up in the chat.
And other jobs, all done at the same time. It wasn't fun. Contestants were pressured into surgeries they didn't want. One woman was scolded by one of the plastic surgeons for refusing a nose job. Another woman felt mounting pressure from the show to continue getting more work done to her body. But things didn't get any easier after the surgeries either. For 3 months, contestants were completely isolated from their friends and family, only allowed brief phone calls each week. But the strangest part was that they weren't allowed to literally...
Why? Wait, what was he about to say? Why can't you call? Why, bro? Why couldn't they use their phones?
...really see themselves. Every mirror...
Why?
...they came across was covered. On top of that, they endured intense workouts, strict diets, and therapy sessions. If they didn't keep up, the coaches would tear into them. One contestant was harshly scolded just for ordering cream cheese. It was a complete emotional shock. At the end of the 3 months, their final transformation was revealed. It was like going to bed and waking up looking like a different person.
Nah, bro. This shit would freak me the fuck out. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if you hadn't seen yourself in like 3 months and you're like a whole different person, bro? Oh my gosh. Especially if I'm not even trying to hate, bro. If I looked at myself,
it was like going
if I
to
woke
bed
up one day and looked like that, like a whole different person, bro. I'm done, bro.
And waking up looking like a different person.
Nah, that shit would be so scary to the point where I would like, I don't know. This shit right here, bro. This is not the same person. Now I'm lying. Look at the eye color's different. What the hell, bro? This is what plastic surgery does? This looks like a whole different lady, bro. Swear. Oh my gosh, and she was fat too.
No way.
Bro, they gotta get her on MILF Manor now.
Oh my god.
Bro, has my fan been on this whole time? I'm so sorry, bro. Dead ass. Y'all could probably hear that the whole video, huh? I'm sorry.
But the show wasn't over yet. Each season, 9 contestants were chosen to move on to the Swan Beauty Pageant. Those who didn't qualify for the pageant were simply sent home with no further support. That was pretty cruel considering they just went through life-changing surgeries.
And the people that they bring on to the show to undergo all these procedures do have sometimes profound psychological issues that they
This guy looks like if Warden and Legion had a baby.
need help to work through. And this is not something that you can do in a 2.5-month program.
Some contestants later said they struggled with depression after the show ended, but the show didn't care. They focused on the women who made it to the Swan Pageant, and for those women, well, things didn't get any better for them either. Instead of celebrating each contestant's journey, the show turned their transformations into a competition, adding more pressure to an already stressful experience.
And we've been, relying on each other, and then all of a sudden they're going to pit us against each other, not by our choices.
The Swan Pageant was a standard beauty contest with categories like evening gown, swimsuit, and lingerie. Whoever was considered the most transformed woman at the end was crowned the winner. The first season premiered in April 2004, and it was a hit, averaging 9.1 million viewers a week. Despite the high ratings, it also received a ton of negative comments.
The show stirred a major controversy, particularly over the ugly duckling craft.
Critics called it hurtful and repellent. Mental health experts said it...
I won't get the purpose though. What's the purpose, bro? For what purpose? For what purpose? The ugly duckling, bro? What does that even mean? It sounds like it just is stupid, bro. It's stupid. It's a stupid name.
Promoted dangerous beauty standards.
But the whole setup and the people standing back there, it seems so contrived and fake that I just don't like it.
Nah, bro, but for real though, I don't know how it could be hurtful to the feelings, bro. You don't come on, bro. You getting money, you getting paid, you agreed to come on the show, and now you getting called names and you hurting your feelings, bro. Like, bro, if you're ugly, bro, just get a job, bro. Dead ass. Just literally leave your life behind, bro.
Plastic surgeons.
You're cool. Life is gonna be good, bro. Section 8 will always be there. On some real.
Spoke out, saying it was risky to put contestants through so many surgeries in such a short time. After 2 seasons of non-stop criticism, The Swan was cancelled. But as time passed, its reputation only got worse. Entertainment Weekly ranked it the worst reality television show ever produced. This next show wasn't just deemed disturbing by the public. I think we can all agree that the premise itself was meant to be as shocking as possible. My Strange Addiction. Every episode of My Strange...
Shocking, tragic, and creepy. What is a strange addiction you could have? Oh no, what the fuck are they doing in here?
Addiction was either tragic, creepy, or shocking, sometimes all 3. The show traveled across the country searching for people with the strangest addictions imaginable.
Doing the sock method. If you know, you know.
The producers didn't want common struggles like gambling or substance use. They wanted addictions that would shock viewers to the core. And for 6 seasons, My Strange Addiction delivered exactly that, showcasing the strangest addictions ever seen on TV. One of the most unforgettable episodes followed a woman named Cassie. She recently lost her husband, and in her grief, she became addicted to eating his ashes.
First I lick my finger. Motherfucker. You genuinely need to be locked up.
First I lick my finger. And I don't just dip it in. I swirl around to kind of...
You think this shit is candy, bro?
Feel and get it caked on there good. and then I just eat it.
Then there was Nathaniel, who was in a romantic relationship with his car. He kissed
I'm fucking with this.
the car, took it on dates, and even got intimate with it.
Love you, baby. It was love at first sight. His body.
Okay, bro. Oh, look, they clipped his ass. He's kissing another dude.
Body and his interior and everything just together just seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection.
Some addictions were more
Did you say it's his body and his interior?
about appearances. One man spent thousands of dollars on surgery to look like a celebrity.
Some people buy fancy cars.
That shit didn't even work either, bro. Should I get 20?
Cars or fancy mansions, and what I do with my money is I get surgery to look more like Justin Bieber.
Then there was a woman who ate beds, literally.
My name is Jennifer, and I'm addicted to eating mattresses.
Some of these addictions weren't just strange, they were dangerous. A woman named Lori couldn't fall asleep without her blow dryer turned on next to her. Firefighters warned her it was a serious fire hazard, but she couldn't stop.
She, one night, turned on this blow dryer, and the sound of it, the warmth of it, just instantly put me to sleep. And from that night forward, I was hooked.
The show quickly became a hit. With each episode, the addictions got stranger and more shocking. But then one addiction was so bizarre that viewers started to wonder if the entire show was...
What is that? Anyone guess? It's like a lobster. Nah, she's huffing something.
fake. In season 3, episode 27,
Or she's eating some crazy shit that's like impossible.
a woman appeared on the show with a not-so-safe craving.
My name is Shannon. I'm 20 years old, and I'm addicted to drinking gasoline.
This episode was so outrageous.
Bro, can't that cause like, what's that? Spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion. Combustion.
It made people start asking questions. A Quora user wrote, "Can someone actually drink gasoline daily without ending? I just can't believe she's walking and talking normally. This has to be fake, right?" That person wasn't alone. On Reddit, there was a whole conversation about if the show was fake. I mean, how could someone eat a mattress and not...
That's what I'm thinking too, because the mattress is probably some like low-key basic foam, right? And to buy foam, like everything that's put together, it's gonna be more expensive than its materials. So like foam, you could buy foam. And if they said, oh, I'm addicted to eating foam, that's not really a strange addiction. So they throw in mattress to kind of throw you off, right? So it's like, buy cheap foam, have her eat it, say she's eating mattresses, and now it looks like she's addicted to eating mattresses. But in the reality, bro, she's just eating cheap foam. Y'all are getting an easy clip, and you're making money off of it. See, bro, TLC UK, they really got y'all.
End up in the hospital. And that led to an even bigger question. If these addictions were real, was the show actually helping anyone, or just using their struggles for entertainment? Most shows about addiction try to help people recover. My Strange Addiction didn't. It just filmed their struggles and moved on. The show pretended to care. Toward the end of the show, a therapist is usually brought in to assess the addiction and advise on the best course of action for the
Oh, hell no.
individuals to take. But most of the
This dude looks like a cartoon villain.
therapist is usually brought in to assess the addiction and advise on the best course.
Nah, bro. Let me show y'all what this dude look like. What's that shit called? This motherfucker, bro. This motherfucker right here. He look like this motherfucker right here. Nah, it's not the right guy, bro. Who's that one dude? It's like, he's black and he has like the fins on him. Blue. Bob, this movie. Now we gotta go to the... Where's the villain at? This is all for the clip, trust. Where's your friends, buddy? Look, you look like this motherfucker, but I feel like there's another motherfucker I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's like another villain I'm thinking of. Can someone tell me what the villain I'm thinking of?
Of course.
That he looks like? I almost want to reverse image search his face. But I don't think we're finding it.
Course of action for the individuals to take, but most of the time the therapist's advice wasn't helpful. One critic said it best: afflictions are fascinating, but too much time is spent gawking at their odd behavior as opposed to treating it. Only in the final moments do therapists pay a visit, and they oversimplify things by suggesting exercise and journaling. After 6 seasons, My Strange Addiction ended in 2015. So today, clips from the show still go viral, but no one can answer the biggest question: were the addictions on the show real, or was the entire show one big scam? This next show was built on a foundation of lies.
Bro, y'all heard this before, bro. You don't... Reality TV, bro. That's faker than the WWE, bro.
And deception. Scare tactics. From 2003 to 2013, Scare Tactics aired 114 episodes, and in every single one, the goal was the same: to terrify people like never before.
Welcome to Scare Tactics, where the cameras are hidden and people's everyday fears are exposed.
It was a hidden camera show that lured people into terrifying situations. They thought they were being hunted by monsters, abducted by aliens, or haunted by ghosts. And it was their own friends and family that set them up. Each episode began with a setup.
Well, I wanted to set up Ryan tonight on Scare Tactics because he always thinks he is so big and bad, and like I just wanted to prove to everyone once and for all, like, you know, he's not as hardcore as he always thinks that he is.
The show went all out, using actors, costumes, and special effects to make everything feel real. The prank always started with something normal, like a job interview or a car ride. Then suddenly things took a terrifying turn.
No, I have nothing to do with it. You want my formula? You want my formula?
And just when the victim was about to lose it, the actors dropped the iconic line, "You're on Scare Tactics."
Because you're on Scare Tactics.
Are you serious? Your boyfriend Matt set you up.
One of the worst pranks involved a rat monster experiment. The person being set up was hired as an assistant in a mysterious lab. Everything seemed fine until one of the experiments escaped.
There's like a little monster man running around in here. What was it?
Most viewers thought it was hilarious. Some felt the show was going too far with their scares. And then one day, Scare Tactics scared someone so much she sued the show. In March 2002, Scare Tactics picked their next target, Cara Blanc, a grade school teacher. With help from her friends, they lured Cara to an isolated location. Then out of nowhere, an actor in an alien costume jumped out. Cara panicked. The alien chased her everywhere. At the last second, the actors revealed it was all fake. Everyone else laughed, but Cara wasn't amused. She was furious and she wanted payback. Cara sued the show, claiming that she had to be hospitalized for physical injuries as well as severe emotional distress. She also asked the court to stop her episode from ever airing.
That is valid, bro. It's like kids do this stuff, like scare each other and shit. Like, yeah, that's cool. But, bro, you could get the wrong person, bro. They could bust a hip.
In the end, Scare Tactics paid Cara a...
But suing, bro, you going... That's OD, bro. That's not it. Don't sue, bro. Voice crack.
a low 7-figure sum, and her episode was never shown. Since then, more people have complained about the show, raising points like, what if someone had a medical condition? What if they fought back and hurt the actors? But everyone was usually always fine in the end. Even the ones who cried usually laughed when they realized it was all fake. So far, there's been 5 seasons of Scare Tactics, and in October 2024, it was revived for a 6th season.
Laugh it up.
Nah, if you suing if you suing the reality TV show, bro, for scaring you, You dead ass never went to a party in your life, bro. You dead ass the most unfun person of all time.
You could be next.
I admit, I used to watch this next show back in the day, and I'm surprised it wasn't canceled. Fear Factor. Fear Factor made people face their worst fears for a chance to win $50,000 US. But these weren't ordinary fears, they were extreme.
You're gonna climb that 110-foot tower, you will walk to the edge of the platform, and you will leap from the edge, grab a hold of that cargo net. You'll be jumping twice your body length.
Even the host, Joe Rogan, thought something bad could have happened because the stunts were so risky. Luckily, no one got seriously hurt. Still, a lot of terrible things happened because of Fear Factor. Fear Factor premiered on NBC in June 2001, right when reality TV was starting to take off. NBC wanted a show so wild, so extreme, that no one could ignore it. So they created Fear Factor.
I'll mess with this.
In each episode, 6 contestants faced 3 scary challenges. If the contestant was too afraid to complete a stunt, they were eliminated. If they failed a stunt, they were eliminated. Before the stunts even started, contestants had to sign a waiver. The waiver stated that no matter what happened, injury or worse, contestants couldn't sue the show. They signed and the madness began.
I'm Joe Rogan. This is Fear Factor. The stunts you're about to see were all designed and supervised by trained professionals. They are extremely dangerous and should not be attempted by anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Each episode started with a crazy physical challenge. Contestants had to do things like hang upside down over 100 feet in the air. The second challenge always involved something disgusting, and the final stunt was the toughest. It combined fear and physical endurance. Every challenge was intense, but what really made Fear Factor famous were the disgusting challenges. No one was prepared for how wild they were.
Extremely nervous because I know it's not going to be fun. It's going to be terrifying.
In one episode, contestants had to eat sheep eyes. The camera zoomed in, capturing every gag and chew, but they were just getting started.
Come on, harness my man up. Give him a helmet.
Baby, let's go.
Let's do it. Put a helmet on him.
What the fuck? That's like some demonic shit. Sheep eyes? Why'd y'all pick sheep eyes? Why it gotta be eyes, bro? Could have been like chicken feet or something, bro.
We have people fly cars across a train, a moving train. Okay, there's risk involved in that, right?
Contestants could back out of a challenge anytime.
Sure,
no one was forcing them, but most refused to quit. However, only one person could win the $50,000 prize. Because of these extreme challenges, Joe Rogan expected the series to be canceled after just a few episodes, but he was wrong. Fear Factor was a massive hit. The first 4 seasons were so popular that it became the first network reality show to be syndicated, which means that it aired on other television networks. The show also made Joe Rogan a household name. Then it finally happened. Fear Factor was sued for an episode that went too far. In January 2005, a 49-year-old man watched an episode where contestants drank blended rats. He was so disgusted that he
This boy sued because of watching it. So, nah, bro. Nah, bro. If you eat, if you go onto a reality TV show and you eat dead rats, bro, federal prison, bro. Filing cabinets, bro, because of you. Like, what are you doing?
felt dizzy and lightheaded. In his confusion, he ran into a doorway. He blamed Fear Factor for his injury and sued them for $2.5.
Straight lying, bro. He's lying his ass off, bro. You ran into a doorway and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, let me just sue the show. Let me sue the shit out of them.
$5 million. He said he sued to send a message to NBC and other networks about their programming. However,
how does that work? I thought you gotta sue because you fucking be for a reason. You can't be like, oh shit, I'm just gonna sue the fuck out of you, bro. Get your ass out of here.
His case didn't go far. A judge dismissed the lawsuit, calling it frivolous. By the 5th season, viewers were
frivolous. What does that mean?
Losing interest in Fear Factor. Ratings were dropping. More people criticized the challenges. By 2006, NBC had enough. Fear Factor was canceled after the 6th season, but the show refused to die. In 2011, NBC brought it back, but it was canceled again after 1 season. Then in 2017, Fear Factor returned on MTV, but it lasted only 2 seasons before getting canceled again. No reality show has punished contestants as much as this next show. Susunuu Denpa Shonen. Reality.
I've never watched MTV. I've never watched MTV, bro. MTV? MTV. How about that M2B, that MarekTooBreedable?
Shows are supposed to be fun, but Susunuu Denpa Shonen was more like torture. And I am not exaggerating. It was literally described as this. The whole point was to push people to their breaking point. Every season, new contestants were thrown into extreme challenges to see how long they would last before breaking down. Meanwhile, millions of viewers watched from home entertained. The show ran from 1998 to 2002, and every season was brutal, but season 1 was the worst. The first season aired in January 1998. It was called Denpa Shonen: A Life in Prizes. The contestant was a 22-year-old man nicknamed Nasubi. The producers wanted someone desperate for fame, someone willing to take on a mysterious challenge without asking too many questions. Nasubi was perfect. He was an unknown comedian trying to make it big. When producers offered him the opportunity to be on TV, he figured it was his big break. Since it was a new show, the producers explained the rules to Nasubi. He would be locked in a tiny apartment without furniture or appliances. He would have no food, no clothing, and no contact with the outside world. His only way to survive would be by entering magazine sweepstakes and winning prizes. He would basically enter contests where he had a chance to win prizes.
I've heard about this, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure they actually this shit was brutal.
But there's a catch. The prizes are completely random. You could enter a sweepstake hoping to win a car, but instead you might win a box of ramen noodles. You never know what you're going to get. That was Nasubi's reality. If he won food, he could eat. If he didn't, he went hungry. If he won clothes, he could wear them. Producers told Nasubi he would be released once he won 1 million yen worth of prizes. That was equivalent to around $8,000 at the time. They also promised the footage wouldn't be streamed live. Instead, they would record everything, edit it down, and turn it into a television special. But that was a lie. It was like a real-life Truman Show. It was broadcasted live.
Unbeknownst to him, the show was broadcast weekly across Japan to more than 15 million viewers.
Nasubi thought he was signing up for a challenge. Instead, he became the subject of a twisted social experiment. Nasubi expected to win 1 million yen in prizes in a couple of days. Then he would be—
This is a respectable time to get justice and sue, bro. He has like a legitimate reason to sue, bro. They lied to him.
Released. But days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months, and he wasn't winning much. Viewers watched as Nasubi filled countless sweepstake entry forms, celebrating with a dance each time he won a prize. Unfortunately, most of his prizes were bizarre or useless in his situation, like a tent too large to unfold in his room or a bicycle without any space to ride. He barely won food. He sometimes went days without eating, and when Nasubi finally won a piece of meat, he was overjoyed.
美味しそう。
He also had no human interaction, so he talked to himself and the camera. After a couple of months, it seemed Nasubi was slowly losing his mind. All this time, he had no idea that 15 million viewers around Japan were watching his every move. Nasubi knew the door was open and that he could leave if he wanted to, but he kept going, determined to reach his goal.
At first, I was excited, and I was thinking about all kinds of things, like how to do something funny in this space. After about a week, I began to worry about whether I could really continue this on my own.
It took Nasubi 15 months to win enough prizes to be set free. 15 months of isolation and hardship. Nasubi's story is the most infamous, but other contestants went through extreme challenges too. In one season, 2 men had to hitchhike all the way from South Africa to—
I'll just skip through the whole story, bro. I get it's a 28-minute video, bro. Throw 2 more minutes on there. Tell us the rest of that story. Did he sue? Did he get his get back? Like, what happened?
Norway. And another contestants were stranded on a desert island and told to build a raft to escape. These weren't just challenges, they were life or death situations disguised as entertainment. Despite the cruelty, Susumu Denpa Shonen was a hit in Japan. Viewers loved watching it. But over time, people started to condemn the show. It felt morally wrong to push people to their limits just for entertainment.
It's upsetting in a lot of ways. What this producer and all the people who worked for him did to this poor guy.
The show finally ended in 2002, but it's considered the ultimate example of how far a reality show will go for attention. Some reality shows take things way too far, and I believe that entertainment should never come at the expense of someone's well-being, because when the cameras turn off, the damage stays. Visual Venture. If you guys like this video, you guys would probably...
Hey. Oh.
Can a documentary be so real, so terrifying that it gets...
Unpause, bro. Oh my gosh. Move ass. Hey. What the hell? I'm gonna have a headset then. Hey. Go out there and get yourself some fat bitches for your boy. And, like always, stay breedable. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.